Welcome and hello to episode 8 of the Buzz Panel. I'm Sula, and on today's podcast, we have a very special guest who is certainly very well known, let me tell you. She has graced many of the world's class poker tournaments and a regular in the scene of the high stakes poker, making her one of the most famous cash players in the world. Please join me in welcoming in the show today the poker legend herself, Jennifer Harman. Hey,
Hi,
Jennifer. How you going?
everyone. Sorry.
Awesome. Great to have you. Yeah, I'm really well. It's morning here, afternoon in Viva Las Vegas.
Yep, afternoon. My time.
So, yeah. So, Jennifer, just for the audience, who doesn't know you, but just for those who, in case they don't, just a little brief background of yourself within the poker world to start with.
I'm Jennifer Harman. I'm a professional poker player. I've been playing a very, very long time. Sneaking into casinos when I was 16, figuring out poker, figuring out what I was going to do. Never could figure it out, so I just kept playing poker until I would figure it out. But I guess poker's it for me. I guess that's what I like. That's what I enjoy the most. So that's what I'm going to keep doing. I'm a mother of twin boys that are both 13. So trying to balance a professional life and being a mom, I still haven't mastered, probably will never, but do my best. And mostly a cash game player because that doesn't take up as much as my time as tournaments would. So I enjoy cash games, and that's basically what I usually do as a professional poker player.
Awesome. So, can I just remind everybody of your impressive poker resume that you have that I'm a little bit jelly of? So, you are the first woman to actually win 2 WSOP bracelets in open events, which was in the year 2000 for the 5,000 no limit juiced 7 low ball. And if my memory recalls correctly, that was the first time you played that too,
Yes.
that type of tournament. Yeah, like that is such a high five. Like, well done.
Thank you. I mean, No Limit Deuce is more of a feel game. As long as you know basically the math and what positions to play your hand, it's more of a feel game because you don't get to see anybody's cards, or you don't share any information. So I'm a pretty good feel player. So as long as I knew like the basic strategies, it was a fun tournament to play. It was interesting.
And winning was just that cherry.
Incredible. I remember, when I got to the final table, being okay with third, second place. It's okay to make it this far. And then something changed, and no, I had to win it. There was no second or third going on here. It had to be number one.
Awesome. And then in 2002, you won the bracelet for the 5,000 limit hold'em as well. You've also made 12 WSOP final tables, like the cool dozen, also making 2 WPT final tables. And if that isn't enough, Jennifer, you're also a fixture at the high stakes cash games, which I have watched you, I must say, like, I don't know how many times, replay, just love watching you. And just being the woman on the table full of the boys and just giving it to them right at that right moment, it's just awesome. So do you find it different mindset prep, for example, playing your tournaments as opposed to your cash games, or is it pretty much similar?
I think it's totally different, cash games and tournaments. Usually, like let's take for example, the WSOP. If you focus more on tournaments, you're going to come into the cash games and you're going to play more like a tournament strategy, when you really can't do that in cash games. Like, let's say in a tournament, you're not going to raise in a certain spot because you're a small favorite. You want to hold on to your chips. So there's times that you will not raise, but in a cash game, you raise 100% in that spot. So there's definitely different strategies because your chips are so much more important in a tournament than they are in a cash game, because obviously in a cash game, if you go broke, you can always buy in another time, but in a tournament, you can't do that. You're out. So
Yeah.
there's different strategies. They're totally different. And, you just, if you want to be a very successful tournament player, I suggest you study tournament strategy. And if you want to become a very successful cash game player, you study cash game strategies.
So out of the two, would you say you favor your cash games?
I do favor cash games a lot more. I feel that over the long run, I'm going to win. Excuse me. Over the long run, I'm going to win in cash games. In tournaments, I'm not so sure. I'm not that great in tournaments. I don't study. I just take shots here and there. I think because maybe I don't enjoy them as much. I don't like having to wake up at a certain time and play a tournament. And then if I make it second day, then also, I'm more on a schedule, and I don't really like schedules. Whereas cash games, my schedule during the World Series of Poker I'll be getting up at noon, and then somehow I'll be getting up at 4 in the afternoon, and then waking up at 8 in the morning, and then sometimes waking up at 3 in the morning. It all depends on the game. So I just, whatever, and sometimes, my body just changes to different schedules. So it's not really, there's no alarm set, that kind of thing. I don't have to stress about that. Whereas,
so you did well last year with the WSOP in the 3 events. Yeah, you cashed in all 3.
Oh, I did? Let me think.
Again, congratulations. Well done.
I don't play many tournaments, so I probably played about maybe 6 WSOPs last year.
50%, not bad.
Yeah, I didn't realize that I cashed in 3 of them. I know I did well in the horse tournament.
Yeah.
That one I would have loved to won, but it's,
I think he's 16th off memory. I think you got 16th in the horse.
Maybe, yeah, maybe
Yeah.
that's right. But tournaments just make me really, I don't know, when you get knocked out, it doesn't sit well with me. It's hard on me. I'm hard on myself, especially when I make mistakes and things like that. Whereas in cash games, I'm not so hard on myself. I know I made the mistake. I think about it, what I can do differently. But tournaments, somehow I get so mad at myself if I make mistakes, and then it knocks me out, or I don't have enough chips that I'm just all in at the end. I don't. It just drives me nuts.
Frustrating.
But cash games, during the WSOP, I probably play 12 hours a day every day.
Yeah.
With cash games, I put a lot of work into. And so, I'm not home just hanging out during the WSOP. If I don't play very many tournaments, doesn't mean I'm not working my butt off.
So speaking of the WSOP, obviously this year with the pandemic happening, and obviously not being held live, it's gone online. Are you actually going to be playing any events online? Do you like playing online? What's your take on that one? And what do you think about the WSOP going online? Like, how different is that?
Well, it's going to be strange. This is the first year ever that I haven't played live WSOP. How you look forward to it in the beginning, how exciting it is, and you can't wait to get in there and start grinding. And this year it's nothing. So as far as it going online, at least it's something.
Yeah.
I think I'll enjoy playing tournaments online. Maybe I'll be more focused because I know there's not a cash game to get to.
Yeah.
So I think I'll be more focused, and you can just play in your pajamas, which is nice. So
and don't have to worry about anything else.
Exactly. So I'm lucky enough to live in Nevada, where the WSOP is online, and so we'll see how it goes. We'll
It'll
see
be
how many.
interesting. Yeah, it'd be great to keep in touch and see which events you do play and how well you go.
I just wish they had some mixed game tournaments, but I hear it's all no limit hold'em, maybe PLO too.
Okay.
But maybe, I'll get better at no limit hold'em. Who knows?
Don't we all? Jennifer, also, if we can just talk about that moment, especially in such a professional, like you're a pro player, that one thing that you strive for obviously is being great at your game and doing as best as you can. But that moment that you found out that you were going to be inducted into the Poker Hall of Fame, what was that feeling like? Like that was 2015. I know it's a few years ago, but still, I'd still be on a high.
Uh, being inducted into the Poker Hall of Fame is pretty exciting because poker is a pretty lonely sport. So you only gauge how good you are, by your results, and not too many people know about your results and all that. But to have the respect of your peers to vote you into the Hall of Fame is incredible. Like, they actually think you're good enough to actually get in the Poker Hall of Fame and have their respect. That's what's awesome about it is knowing that they all respect your game and knowing that what you've been doing and what you've been accomplishing is actually. Oops, am I getting a phone call? Hang on.
No, you're good.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's all good.
Actually, the accomplishments from the other players, like you feel like you're striving and you're learning and you're getting better, but when other players see that too, it's pretty cool. It's very exciting, and I get to be part of the Poker Hall of Fame. It's just weird, my kids think it's really cool. It's like, I hope that my kids can be proud of me like we're proud of you, and that's pretty awesome coming from teenagers to say that about their mom. So
It's awesome. And again, congratulations for that. That's just
thank you.
fantastic. An accomplishment in itself.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So with your poker, Jennifer, obviously you've mixed with all walks of life, etc. So have you made some good friends through your poker career? And if so, who would you class as your closest poker friends?
Well, I've definitely made some good friends through poker. How can you not? You
Yeah.
see them so often, and then you end up hanging out with them. And I had a really good core people around me when when I want, when I have questions with poker, I can go to some pretty elite players and ask them what they would do. And I was lucky enough to have that. But I guess my best poker guy is Daniel. We've been friends since he won his first bracelet back when he was 22 or something like that. So I'd
Wow.
say, me and Daniel have stayed close for this many years. I mean, so I would have to say Daniel, and then Eli Alezra. I've been friends with him for a very long time. I think we started playing 2040 Limit Hold'em together, and we kind of grew up, playing all the way up to 4 and 8,000. I'd have to say Phil Ivey. I'm really good friends with. Everybody seems like when I talk to a lot of people about Phil, it's like they're very intimidated by him, and he's just a teddy bear. He's not
Yeah.
intimidating. He might get mad at me for calling him a teddy bear, but he is.
The no smiles. Like
Nick,
when he smiles, you wait for it. It's like, oh my God, he smiled.
he's got those intimidating eyes when you're in a hand with him.
How does that feel though, like being friends with them and then like playing on the table? Does that give you an added advantage as such because you know them much better than someone else who doesn't like have that rapport with them like you do?
I don't think it gives you an advantage to be friends, because when you play poker, all is fair in love and war. So I don't
Yeah.
think it gives you an advantage to know him better. Maybe Daniel, because we discuss a lot of poker strategy. So maybe Daniel, but it's the same for him with me. So maybe it gives me a little bit of an advantage, but it gives him a little bit of an advantage too. So,
Yeah.
if you haven't played poker with somebody else, you can pretty much gauge somebody's poker play and figure out what he's capable of and the things, that you need to know about him. You can pretty much figure that out pretty fairly quickly, if you're paying attention. So,
Yeah.
I don't know, and the players I'm talking about, they can, switch their play like that. It's, where's the screen like that? They can switch it up very easily. So you always have to be conscious and aware of what all your opponents are doing, whether they're a friend or somebody you don't even know.
Yeah. I saw that the game that you had then you went heads up with Daniel recently. I think it was the beginning of the year. Was it heads up this year or last year? It was just so fun to watch. Like, you could tell that you two have a friendship outside of poker, and that look. I love your look, Jennifer. Like, you can get so serious, but then you can like just sit there and take it all in, and they don't know. Like, you give off, your eyes. That your eyes tell 1,000 stories. Like, watching you, it's unreal.
That's I never thought of it. But my face, I actually have kind of a bitch face. I do, like, because I'm so cerebral that I'm always thinking inside my brain. So I'll be like walking. Like one time I was going from the poker room to valet, and some total strangers walked by and said, "Wow, what is she mad about?" And because I was thinking about all the hands that I played and all that kind of thing, that I was, I just, because I'm so cerebral, that it doesn't, I don't know, but I'm cerebral, but when I'm in a hand, I'm so focused, but then when I'm out of a hand, then it's a little different. I don't know.
Yeah. So is there anything that you did or like would recommend for the study of poker, for example, like any programs that are better than others or books, etc.? What would be your advice on that for people, for poker players that want to take it to that next level?
Well, I can't really suggest like what to do or what to read. I don't know, it all depends on what you want to do with poker. There's a lot of information out there online, a lot of people teaching. I think Daniel's got a master class. I think for live he's got a master class. Uh, I think table experience, playing a ton of hours, is your best teacher, because then you're going to just start getting hands logged into your subconscious, and being able to pull from that in certain situations while you're playing, on whether, on making decisions. So I think table experience is the biggest thing to get in a lot of poker hours. But for tournaments, there's a ton of information out there of what to do in each position. When you get short on chips, when you have a lot of chips, what to do with, depending on your stack size, all that kind of thing. So there's a lot of information out there, and I think it's important to study it if you want to be good in tournaments, if you want to have quite a bit of success. And cash games, there's not as much information out there, but you can find that stuff online, and there are plenty of books that have been written. I know Daniel has books. Dan Harrington, I think he wrote a couple books on tournament poker. I think, he's an extremely smart, intelligent person, and has studied the game a lot. And, one of the main event WSOP winners. Well, there's some good stuff out there. Doyle Brunson Super System. If you want to learn mixed games,
Yeah.
there's some good stuff. So, but it's poker's always evolving. Like it's always changing. So it's important to stay with the change, to keep studying and getting better according to how people are playing poker now.
For sure.
If I was playing the way I did back in the past, the way I am now, I would be a total fish, total losing player. So.
Jennifer Harman, a fish? Come on now. So just off the poker, Jennifer, just to get to know you a little bit better, because obviously you do have a life outside of poker. It's not all poker.
Right. In my 20s, it was all poker.
I know you've got a couple of causes that have been close to your heart, besides obviously your two wonderful boys. They're first and foremost. That is your fundraising and charity poker events that you've done throughout the years, with two great non-profit organisations, one being the NSPCA, which is the Nevada Society of the Prevention of Cruelty of Animals, and then the CODA, which is the Creating Organ Donation Awareness, which you've helped both raise hundreds of thousands of dollars. Again, well done. Big round of applause for you. Great causes. So can I just ask, how that has touched you in the way that you've chosen those non-profit organisations to fundraise for?
Well, creating donor awareness, like organ donation, it's important, obviously, because if people don't know this, I do have a kidney transplant. I've had 2 in my life. I was born with a genetic kidney disease that my mom suffered, and my sister with kidney failure. So I see a lot of people suffer being ill and sick because they're waiting on lists to hopefully get
I didn't
an
quite
organ.
catch that. Could you?
And we're talking we're talking 5-6 years, and a lot of people don't make it. A lot of people die while they're waiting. When I was so sick when I was in kidney failure, and then I get a transplant, and instantly I'm perfectly healthy and I'm good, and can live my life pretty normal, and it's crazy. Like it's almost like a medical miracle that you can go from so sick to incredibly healthy in no time at all, and it's just a wonderful gift. And so of course I'm gonna do something with creating donor awareness, because I can help people. And I know if I just help one person, somebody donate their organs to just one person and save their lives, I feel I've done good. I know that a couple people have come up to me and said that they donated their kidneys to people that needed them, to their cousins or to their friends. And after they saw my story, they realized how important it was. And that just, there's nothing better than that. That just sends me, so elated, so happy that those people can have a pretty normal life. And so it's extremely important to me. And so, donate your organs.
Did you hear that, everybody?
But it's just, it's a very close to the heart cause. And then for the Nevada SPCA, it's the same. I've always loved animals. Even when, I was a kid, and I would cry in a movie every time the animal died, and not cry so much when the person died. And my mom would say, why can't you have that much sympathy for the person? Why is it always the animals? And I just, they're just innocent, unconditional love. And It's our job to take care of them, and I just love animals. And being able to help the Nevada SPCA was a wonderful cause. I just, got together with the director and I said, "Oh, I can help you guys out." And then we just created this charity event that was fun and exciting. And I knew 100% of the money raised was going straight to the animals. We were able to build a whole new wing that they were able to save another 1,000 dogs a year. It's pretty cool, and everybody just has fun. It's just a fun event. They bring the dogs in, or the cats, from mostly dogs though, but some cats, on people walking on the red carpet, down the red carpet. They usually end up getting adopted. It raises, adoption awareness. It's I'll always be helping animals.
That is so cool. Red carpet and all. That would be just awesome to be a part of.
It's fun. It's a fun event. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Hollywood is usually the host to it, and they're amazing. They're amazing with it. They're just always so special, and they do such a good job with it.
Yeah. So do the boys get to go to something like that, like with the animals, etc.? No. Not even to see the animals on the red carpet? No.
I mean, I could probably sneak them in and to
Yeah.
the red carpet, and then they'd have to
Scoot off. Yeah. That's awesome. Such good, worthy, very worthy causes. So just lastly, Jennifer, so what's on the horizon then for Jennifer Harman? Like any plans for future, for poker, for example? Have you got anything in sights? What's your next conquer?
Well, right now we're kind of in a pandemic, so it's kind of hard to plan ahead because we don't know what's going to happen with this. And since I have a kidney transplant, I'm one of those few that I have to take it extremely serious. So I'm not sure what my plans are as far as poker goes. As far as, because I've been home every day, all day, there's some things I've been working on. I've been doing a lot of self-energy things with my body and keeping me healthy and things like that. And I literally take a bath every night before I go to bed because it relaxes me so much. And I have trouble finding a bubble bath that I like for me. So I started making it. And, with essential oils and what works for me and things that I need at certain times. So I decided that I'm going to start making bubble bath and bath salts and bringing it to the market. So that's my new plan. Because
I'll take some samples.
They're good though. I really enjoy them, and I really enjoy doing something different that helps me, helps other people. It would be cool. And we'll see how it goes. But since I can't really, because of the pandemic, I can't really make any future plans for poker. I have to do something. So this is my new venture, and I think it's a pretty cool one.
Yeah, and they say to follow passion. So if you're very passionate about something, you're always successful at it. So I can tell in the tone of your voice you really enjoy the bath salts. Yeah.
I like that kind of stuff, and who knows, maybe I'll get my kids involved, making bubble bath with me or bath salts.
Could be in the next family business.
It's really hard to even get them to clean their room, so we'll see.
Hello, I have 4. I feel your pain.
Yeah. I had to stop it too. No more.
Cleaning their room is like one of those things. It's like, please, all you have to do is just keep your room tidy. Nah, too hard. Mum will do it.
And then you do. See?
Because I know you'll do it too. That's the thing.
Of course I will. I just go in there with a couple garbage bags, and we're done in 10 minutes. So
Did you go through the cleaning stage too through the pandemic like everyone else has done? Well, majority of the people around the world. I know we did.
the spring cleaning stuff. I did my fair share of getting rid of stuff and hauling it out to the curb for the garbage. Yeah. What else are we gonna do, right? You
I
know,
know.
you just. But Australia is so much better than America. So you guys are lucky down there.
We are in a lucky country. But then again, our population's a lot smaller than yours, so it's hard to compare when you're in such a, you've got what, 350 million, we've got like 26 million, so it is a little bit different. But yeah, we are in a very lucky country. I feel very fortunate, yes.
And it's
Yes. But I
beautiful.
love America.
I love Australia. Australia is beautiful. You know, if you go to Sydney or Melbourne, or it's the architect, it's just a beautiful country.
Oh,
I
it's
love
beautiful. You're
Australia.
right.
So nice.
Yeah.
And
If you want the
beautiful too.
beaches, you've got the beaches. If you want to go and, like you said, the history in itself, the architecture is beautiful. Like in Adelaide, all the churches. Melbourne, I love Melbourne myself. Is just the cultures in Melbourne. It's just so diverse. You get anything you want.
Yeah, I think it's pretty awesome.
We're a
I
friendly bunch.
Yeah, and friendly. I told my kids, I said, we might be moving to Australia if the pandemic doesn't start to ease up.
We'd love to have you. Come to Brisbane. That's where we are, Vegas.
I've never been there.
Oh, you'll have to.
I'd love to visit.
Yeah, it's pretty. We're a bit more low key than the other cities, but we have a beautiful coastline. Yeah, lots to offer.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah. So last but not least, are you up for 60 seconds with Queen Bee, Jennifer?
Of course.
Okay, let's put the clock on. Let's do this. So, your favorite season of the year?
Fall.
Not that you have much choice in Nevada, but yes.
Fall. I love fall.
Yeah. Favorite poker room?
Bellagio.
Do you prefer coffee or tea?
Tea.
Your favorite card suit?
My favorite card suit?
Yeah.
Spades.
Spades, of course. And what is the one thing you do religiously prior to a poker game?
Wow. What do I do religiously? I guess tell myself that I'm going to play good, but make very little mistakes and to stay focused.
Awesome. There's our minute. Well, Jennifer, it's been such a pleasure. I know I spoke to you prior to this, and it was just, I'm in awe of being able to meet you in person, so to speak with you after seeing you for so long on our little box, watching a game that we all love so much, and then we can hate so much. It's a love-hate
Amazing.
relationship.
It is. It's exactly.
It's the adrenaline it gives you that something, nothing else does the way poker does.
Yeah, poker's amazing. But I think sometimes I tell everybody we're all masochists here when the bad beats come and the pain, but still, it's just the sound of the chips, the sound of the card shuffling, people's mannerisms. It's just poker's the best.
It is. I agree totally. So, well, we'd like to keep in touch and see you again. And all the best if you do play online for the WSOP this year. And I'm sure we'll keep tabs to see how you're progressing in the events.
Thank you. Hopefully, I'll dive into a couple of them. And thank you for having me. It's been great. And, hi to Australia because I love Australia. You guys
Australia loves you.
Thank you.
No, my pleasure, Jennifer. And take care. Stay safe during these times. Health is most important. Yeah.
Thank you so much. You all
Okay.
have a
Talk
great
soon.
day. We'll talk soon.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye-bye.